Good morning. On behalf, Good morning. On behalf of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus, I would like to welcome you to our Sunday service. I'm Amanda Hayes, your Justice Coordinator, and I'm glad to be back with you again after taking parental leave. Let's begin our time together this morning by acknowledging the land which holds us, the home of the Adena, the Hopewell, the Wyandotte, the Miami, the Seneca, and the Cayuga. Gathered here and online, may we be grateful, thoughtful, and humble. In a tribute to a new year and a new day, I invite you to join our Chalice Choir in singing our opening song, Morning Has Come. It's number 1000 in the Teal Hymnal. And one of the beauties of live stream during this time is that we can sing as loudly as we wish. Enjoy. Let us sing.
Good morning and happy new year. My name is Kelly McNeil. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I serve as the Director of Congregational Life here at First UU. I know that speaking to you through these cameras as opposed to in person is not the way any of us were hoping to start 2022, but we are so appreciative of the way this community is prioritizing the health and safety of one another, and we will be back together soon. I just know it. Whether you are visiting with us for the very first time or have been calling First UU home for some time now, we are so glad that you are here. Please let us know that you are watching by filling out the sign-in form located in the chat box. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to access the sign-in form, our order of service, our joys and sorrows form, and our donation page. A big reminder today is about our upcoming auction. I invite our auction team now to tell us all about it.
Hi, we're here to talk about our auction, Blue Boat Home, with a green theme. We are so excited about the many cool things that have already been offered. We have blue offerings,
Mexican dinners,
and green offerings.
Solar system presentations,
hand-built birdhouses,
vegan-friendly backyard cookout,
Opie in Sedona,
tours of Rumpke Recycling,
double chocolate brownies.
special fold-away shopping bag that fits in your pocket.
All right. Hey guys, this is not an auction committee meeting. We have a time limit here. Can we get down to basics?
Oops, sorry. I got carried away with all the great stuff. Here's the scoop.
The silent auction will again be online starting January 21st with 1 week of bidding on good stuff.
Such as?
Oh, gently used housewares, decor, furniture, accessories, crafts, clothing.
Oh, reduce and recycle, a really green week.
And for blue,
The second week starts on January 28th and features food, fun, and frolic. You know, even in 2021, people found ways to eat, drink, and be together in person, whether it was outside or virtually. So let's keep it going.
Well, we need more donations. Please don't hesitate. Go directly to the auction website in our emails or via the church website under engagement.
remember, the deadline to enter silent auction donations on the website is January 19th. That is 10 days from now.
And if COVID permits, we will have an in-person live auction this year. This will include appetizers, baked goods, drinks, and live music.
And if COVID doesn't permit, no worries. After last year, we are experts at putting on live online auctions.
Either way, it will happen on February 5th at 6 p.m. So please, reserve the date.
And thanks to the Eco-Justice team for their participation and ideas. And remember, all the funds raised help support First UU programs. So donate by January 19th.
Thank you all.
Thank you, auction team. Again, welcome to this morning's service, celebrating the lights of the holidays and the coming winter solstice. Let us now center ourselves as we listen to this morning's prelude.
Thank you, Nathan. Good morning. I'm Reverend Dr. Marian Stewart. It's my pleasure to serve this congregation as senior minister. My pronouns are she, her. If you are joining us online, and I guess all of you are joining us online this morning, I invite you to bring your chalice or your candle close by so that we can light our flame together. This morning, we light our chalice to the words of Deborah Burrell. Fire consumes and cast a bright light. May our chalice flame consume the regrets of our past, our fears about the future, and our worries about today. May it light for us a path of joy and peace. Our chalice is lit. And now I invite Amber to come up and share with us a story for all ages. This is a really good one, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it. Come on up, Amber.
Good morning. I'm Amber Scott, your Director of Religious Exploration. In-person classes for children and youth will be paused while the church service remains online through the end of January. Please email me for more information and subscribe to the Religious Exploration announcements list for further updates and also for some activities to try at home and story videos from Jen Bojanowski. Today's story is called Lara the Yellow Ladybird, written by Catherine Holtzhausen, Martha Evans, and Nadine Creel, and illustrated by Catherine Holtzhausen. Lara the Ladybird was a special bug. Unlike all her friends, she had bright yellow wings. Everyone loved her yellow wings. Each morning, Bobby Butterfly said hello, and Manuel Mantis always waved. Even Simon, the sulky spider, was happy to see her. At school, she played with lots of friends. But Lara wanted to be like the other ladybirds. "I wish I had red wings like you, Mama," she cried. So one day, to cheer her up, Lara's mother agreed to paint her wings bright red. The next morning, nobody greeted Lara on her way to school. And when she got there, none of her friends said hello. Lara sat all alone. No one noticed her new red wings. Until Miss Maya spotted her and said, "Oh, you've painted your lovely yellow wings." Lara's classmates were shocked. "But your wings are so special, so unique, so rare." "Lara," Miss Maya said, "your yellow wings are what make you, you, like Billy's big spot and Sally's long legs." Back at home, Lara took a long bath and scrubbed off the paint until her golden wings gleamed. "I'll never paint my wings again," she thought. Well, except maybe once or twice. To try a bit of purple or something else nice. But not forever, and sometimes just for fun. The end. In this story, Lara tries something new, but things don't go according to plan. She works through her disappointment and comes to a place of acceptance and contentment with what she has. As we consider what may make the new year new for each of us, let us start from a place of gratitude. What will we carry forward, and what changes do we hope to make this year?
Good morning. I'm Reverend Linda Smith and serve as your pastoral care minister. My pronouns are she, her. To participate in the caring meditation later this morning, or to ask for pastoral or practical support with any difficulty in your life, now is the time to fill out the Joys and Sorrows form. You can find it by scanning the QR code on your screen or on the slide, or visiting firstuucolumbus.org/Sunday. If we receive your joy and sorrow in the next few minutes, I'll read it aloud later during the caring meditation. This form is available throughout the week as our pastoral listeners and caring team needs. Thank you.
In honor of the new year, our centering words this morning are by Sarah Lawal. They are entitled, Out of the Flames. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all that is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise. Our anthem this morning is Ash Grove, sung by Brandon Moss, our director of music. This song was recorded last March as an auction item for Kevin and Kathy O'Neill. We are pleased to not only support the auction, but also begin the new year with a lovely song.
Down yonder green valley where streamlets meander, when twilight is fading, I pensively rove, or at the bright noontide in solitude wander, amid the dark shades of the lonely ash grove. 'Twas there while the blackbird was joyfully singing, I first met my dear one, the joy of my heart. Around us for gladness the bluebells were ringing. Ah, then little thought I how soon we should part. Still glows the bright sunshine o'er valley and mountain, still warbles the blackbird his note from the tree, still trembles the moonbeam on streamlet and fountain. But what are the beauties of nature to me? With sorrow, deep sorrow, my bosom is laden. All day I go mourning in search of my love. Ye echoes, oh tell me, where is the sweet maiden? She sleeps 'neath the green turf down by the ash grove.
Thank you, Brandon. That was lovely. Our reading this morning is from Jan Richardson. In this reading, I think about the new year and the pandemic and all of our scattered plans, dreams, and hopes. I know I had some, I'm sure you did too. That's not to mention all the parts of life, other parts of life that we've actually put on hold. One more time. There's loss, there's grief, and disappointment. We must acknowledge the hard edges of the pandemic, and we must know that light will come. From Jan Richardson, What the Night is For. Oh, my heart, if we could cease working on our sorrow like we were trying to stitch together shattered glass. This breaking is not for fixing, as though if we could just find a fitting tool, everything would tumble right into place, joined and whole. Perhaps it is time to let the shards lie where they have fallen. Perhaps it is time to let ourselves sit and weep over them. And then perhaps we scatter them into the soil, into the sky. It does not matter where. Then let them take their place. Let them shimmer like a constellation in all that darkness. Sky dark, soil dark, at home in that strange and radiant solace that knows what night is for. How it takes broken things and sets them shining to light on their way from here. I now invite you to sing together Voice Still and Small. You'll find it in your gray hymn book. I believe it's number 391. Remain seated if you're at home, and I invite you to sing this as if you are meditating or contemplating this year of pandemic, this year where we set yet new resolutions that in large part are on pause or hold at best. Let us sing. So is the new year. That means resolutions, right? A list of virtues and high-minded goals to work on over the coming months. Sometimes my list is long, but usually it just contains one or two main goals. This year, though, beginning year 3 of pandemic, I'm just over it. In the past, my goals rarely panned out. True, I'd stick with the goals for a few days or week, but I don't know. Old habits are quick to return. The euphoria of setting goals just led to disappointment in myself. So I've learned to just shrug off the failed goals and resolve to do better next year. Does anyone else have that pattern? Do you do the same thing? I don't know, I might be the only one, but I suspect I'm not. You know, in my news feed this year, and right on time, there have been several articles and promises about how to set better goals this year. You know, the kind that appear every year. But this year, I read them and they were like, be strict, be tough, you can do it, be this, be that, and on and on. But then there was this one article about taking a goal and breaking it down into smaller chunks so that you have successes along the way. That sounded promising. I could see that working in all sorts of areas. Big goal, big challenge, big issue. Just take a breath and breathe. Break it down. Step 1, then step 2, followed by step 3. Sounds easy if you break it down. The late best-selling author Joan Didion did that very well. In a New Yorker tribute to Didion, Emma Klein began her column on Didion with this observation: in the face of failure of narrative to make sense of life, Didion found meaning in the particular. She found meaning in the particular. Break it down to the parts. Of course, Didion, being the very able literary genius that she was, had a vocabulary and a style of writing that pulled out and lifted up all her noticing. And she had a certain way of describing, noticing all the particulars. Maybe this gives me a clue and gives us a clue for this year's resolution. I could become better at noticing the particulars. Start first with the noticing part, and then see the particulars. I kind of like that. It seems doable. But there are also other ways to break it down. Start with the big picture. If you take the average lifespan of a person, subtract time spent working, sleeping, eating, doing chores, and taking care of others, then we are left with 17 and a half years. Or, according to Chris Bailey in Life of Productivity blog, you could take a different accounting of time. Bailey offers this as a more granular option. Maybe, if you were to live life this way, you'd spend 3 years working out at the gym, followed by 5 years daydreaming, 3 years struggling to get out of bed in the morning, 1 year with a hangover, 4 years on Facebook, and I suspect it might be more, then half a year, meditating. So he asked, would you wish anything had been different? A famous saying of author Annie Dillard goes like this: how we spend our days is how we spend our lives. Now, most of us hope we will outlive the average lifespan and do it as well as Betty White did, who died December 31st, not long before her 100th birthday. Or like the amazing Sidney Poitier, who died last week at age 94. Truth is, though, we never know when an individual life will end. The pandemic has certainly cut many lives short. And this week, I will lead a memorial service for a 22-year-old killed in a car accident. You just never know. In Letters from a Stoic, near the end of his life, first-century Roman philosopher Seneca reflected on the meaning and gift of time. He wrote, "Therefore, hold every hour in your grasp. Lay hold to today's task, and you will not need to depend on so much upon tomorrow's. While we are postponing, life speeds by. Nothing is ours except time." Another philosopher, Hermann Hesse, observed, "The high value put upon every minute of time, the idea of hurry, hurry as the most important objective of living, is unquestionably the most dangerous enemy of joy." Now, I might be speaking for myself only here, but Hess is claiming that the way many of us live in that hurry up and get it done, hurry up and do fashion, that very way of being is dangerous. Not only dangerous as an enemy, but it comes at the expense of joy. Wow. Now, sometimes the goals I set in life are about getting organized enough, get enough done so that I do have time for joy. But maybe that's backwards. Joy should not be the leftover. I also know that sometimes I get so busy that I forget about everything else. If I'm honest, even though I'm being very productive and even enjoying getting things done, that productivity itself is the enemy of joy. Who knew? So this brings me to the point that I need to think about joy. What is it and how do you define it? That's a real question. How do you define joy? Take a moment, think about it. How do you define joy? I look forward to hearing your answers. You can email me anytime. You can also come to coffee hour later, we can share together. Now, for me, too often I've confused pleasure or being happy with joy. And I'm guilty of what Hess refers to as aggressive haste. I not only want all the work done, but I also want to know the meaning of joy. Now. Patience is a virtue, they say. But I've also found that when I do break things down into the particular, I find joys in the moment. That sense of well-being that isn't about laughing or about being outrageous, although that can be fun. It's about a deep sense of knowing. That belief that, as Julian of Norwich said in her conversation with the divine, all shall be well, without blame, all shall be well. Joy, it seems, is soul deep. Most of us only find glimpses of it. Not only do our New Year's resolutions cover it up, but also our daily routines cover it up. Maybe it's time to break it down into the particulars, into the elements. But you might ask, what if I fail? What if I miss something that I should be noticing? What if I don't do it right? Oh my gosh, the what ifs, they're always out there. Now, I'm not a worrier by nature, but it's out there. In his books, author Oliver Burkeman often writes about self-brutalizing war on the constraints of reality. Here are Burkeman's thoughts on worry. Worry, at its core, is a repetitious experience of a mind attempting to generate a feeling of security about the future, failing, then trying again and again and again, as if the very effort of worrying might somehow forestall disaster. The fuel behind worry, in other words, is the internal demand to know in advance that things will turn out fine, that your partner won't leave you, that you will have sufficient money to retire, that a pandemic won't claim the lives of anyone you love, that your favored candidate will win the next election, that you can get through your to-do list by the end of Friday afternoon. But the struggle for control over the future is a stark example of the refusal to acknowledge our built-in limitations when it comes to time, because it's a fight the warrior obviously won't win. Now, let's break it down to the particular. It seems like this is all saying, break it down, don't worry so much, and deep down, joy comes when we know all shall be well. Now, that's easier said than done. So this year, I'm going to work on it. Yep, that's a resolution and an intention, but this year I'm going to work on it. I'm going to make a point of noticing the particulars more. I'll try to acknowledge my limitations and not worry about it too much. And I will use the first two as a way to find joy. These are not meant to be callous or superficial resolutions. If we do them with compassion for ourselves and for each other, then we might say we are all living with intention. So I leave you with two things, a question and then a gift. The question: how will you notice the particulars of your days, your gift of time? How will you notice the particulars of your days, your gift of time? And here's the gift. It's a poem by Donna Markova, Fully Alive. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of failing or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to pin me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which to me as a seed goes to the next as blossom, and to that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. My friends, Happy New Year, blessed be, and amen.
Thank you, Reverend Marion, for sharing wisdom about how to make the most of our time as we begin this new year. As a community whose mission includes working for justice, sharing our offering with partners in justice work is one way that we make the most of our time here together. Our church is a community of love, caring, and generosity. Together we work for a more just world. To offer our gifts and pay our promised pledges is to say yes, we are defined by our hearts and our deeper values. Our Share the Plate recipients for January are Pro-Choice Ohio and Faith Choice Ohio. This week, we get to hear from directors Kel McConaughey and Elena Ramsey about the work of these vital organizations. Kel is also a member of First UU. Let's watch.
Hi, good morning. My name is Cal McConaughey. I'm a member of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Columbus, Ohio, and I'm the Development Director for Pro-Choice Ohio Foundation. We are formerly NARAL Pro-Choice Ohio Foundation, and we're committed to protecting and expanding abortion access in Ohio. While our name has changed, our team and board of directors are committed as ever, and Pro-Choice Ohio Foundation is thrilled to have the continued support of First UU, and we will keep you apprised of future changes as well. Pro-Choice Ohio Foundation is dedicated to educating the public about the real threat to reproductive rights, providing policy analysis, and conducting research that exposes efforts to limit reproductive choice in Ohio. Pro-Choice Ohio Foundation works with coalition partners to ensure coordinated response to the litany of anti-choice attacks to ensure the public understands the threat to their rights. Through our regular pro-choice trainings, film screenings, virtual panels, and digital and print communication, we reach tens of thousands of activists. Because of supporters like First UU, we're able to train new activists to keep the movement growing through programs which help those who are most impacted by abortion restriction to tell their stories and to make real impact with policymakers via social media and beyond. Over the last 10 years, we have seen more than 30 restrictions on reproductive health care in Ohio. And in 2022, the Supreme Court will rule on the Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization, which could gut or even overturn Roe v. Wade. Ohioans could lose the federal protection to access legal abortion. And if this trend continues, and it's quite possible that it will, abortion could be criminalized in Ohio, forcing those who do not have the resources to seek care elsewhere or to carry their pregnancies to term against their will. Clinics could close. The situation is critical. Your generous support will help ensure Ohioans have a fighting chance to make decisions about their bodies and lives, and every dollar will remain in Ohio to protect abortion access in our communities. Thank you all for
Thank you for supporting reproductive rights. Please click on the QR code or go to our website, firstucolumbus.org, and click the Donate tab. Your contribution is a tangible way to live our values. Thank you for your generosity.
Today's words of meditation come from two Buddhist teachers. First, Zen teacher Martine Batchelor. New millennium, old millennium. Time is timeless. Grasping is futile. Rejecting is painful. Care lightly and gently, like a mother holding a child, not too loose, not too tight. Second Vietnamese teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh. Some of us hold pain in our chests, some in our stomachs or shoulders, and some in other areas of the body. Allow your breath and the energy of mindfulness to move through the pain, to relax and calm it. Then continue to walk and breathe while carrying your pain as you would a baby. Before we read our care cards and share joys and sorrows, I want to lift up this grand project of democracy we call the United States of America on this first anniversary of the January 6th insurrection. May we all be sober to the realities of just how difficult the work is and how far we have yet to go. May we find a way to embody our highest ideals that remind us all of the best of who we are and who we can be together. And prayers for frontline workers, medical staff, and everyone as we endure yet another wave of this pandemic. Here are our caring cards and joys and sorrows as well. Happy birthday to Bettina P., who celebrates her 87th birthday today. Our caring thoughts go out to Wendy B. and her family, who were forced to evacuate their home due to the fires in Superior, Colorado last week. Their home was spared, but they are dealing with nearby damage and a long road to recovering a once beautiful neighborhood. We send our condolences to Chris E. and his family. Chris's brother, Ralph, of Oregon, transitioned on January 2nd. And our prayers and best wishes are with Bob A., who was admitted to the James for more blood tests, x-rays, and a CT scan. And congratulations to Alice F. Her joy is that her collection of short stories called Mayhem, Murder, and Mirth has finally been published as an ebook on Amazon. And congratulations to Myra C. She says, Kristen and I are boosted, and we're so happy to be so. Congrats to Nate B., who's starting his student teaching at assignments to complete his bachelor's in music education. And finally to Chris S. Her son Roland has started daycare, and she starts a new job tomorrow. And then she's going to meet with a housing coordinator to get a permanent place to stay. This definitely seems to be that things are headed in the right direction for her little family. May we hold these joys and sorrows, and those yet unspoken, gently in our hearts. As Reverend Marian rings our temple bell, I invite you into a brief time of silence. Use this time to reflect, imagine, pray, or simply breathe in and out. She will ring the bell a second time as we continue our service.
As our temple bell wanes, I want to thank you all for joining us online this morning. It's been a real pleasure to have you in our larger community, and we'll be back home soon, we hope. I close with this reading. It's actually a solace blessing by Jan Richardson. That's it. That's all this blessing knows how to do. Shine your shoes. Fill your refrigerator. Water your plants. Make some soup. All the things you cannot think to do yourself when the world has come apart, when nothing will be normal again, somehow this blessing knows precisely what you need even before you know. It sees what will bring the deepest solace for you. It senses what will offer the kindest grace. And so it will step with such quietness into the ordinary moments where the absence is the deepest. It will enter with such tenderness into the hours where sorrow is most keen. We do not even have to ask. Just leave it open. Your door, your heart, your day, and every aching moment it holds. See what solace spills through the gaps your sorrow has torn. See what comfort comes to visit, holding out its gifts in each compassionate hand. And now I invite you, if you're at home, you are at home, I invite you to rise, to stand up, to sing, because we're getting ready for the new year. We're going to sing out loud because you're at home. Yes, you can do that. It doesn't matter if you're on key. It doesn't matter your beat or your rhythm, or I don't care if you still have on your jams. You can sing out loud because here we go. Let's sing number 295 in your gray hymn book. Sing out praises for the journey. Come on, let's sing.
Sing out praises for the journey, pilgrims we who carry on, searchers in the soul's deep yearnings, like our forebears in their time. We seek out the Spirit's fullness in the endless human quest. Look inside your souls, the kindling of the hearth fire pilgrims new. Find the Spirit always restless, find it in each mind and heart. Touch and hold that ancient yearning, kindling for a new-found truth. Stand we now upon the threshold, facing futures yet unknown. Hearth behind us, wayside hostel, built by those who knew wild roads. God, we hear their sacred embers carried in our minds and hearts.
If you have joined us online, I invite you to bring your chalice close so we can extinguish the flame together. After our service has concluded, please join our coffee hour outside, not outside the main entrance, but online. This week's online coffee hour is hosted by our Justice Action Ministry, aka JAM, and make sure you click on the new link in this morning's email. In person, well, online, everyone is welcome to join the conversation. And so let's join together in saying our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of vision. As we go forth, let us heal and transform ourselves and our world through reason and love. Our chalice is extinguished. And after the postlude, we look forward to seeing you at coffee hour.
And before Nathan plays our postlude, I understand that if you go to coffee hour, you might have a real treat, pleasure, bit of joy this morning because Amanda is at home with a brand new baby, River. And I hear there's a rumor you might get to meet River online at coffee hour. So after Nathan plays the postlude, I invite you to use the link that was sent this morning and go to coffee hour. Have a wonderful week, my friends. Happy New Year.